Kriya Babaji, or so-called Mahavatar Babaji, a little child born in South India, he was not born enlightened. Remember that. No one who takes a birth is born enlightened. But something happens in the life that makes the person normal to that divine being. Babaji was kidnapped at the age of 6 or 7. He was kidnapped from South India and he was sold to slave market. And he was brought to Eastern India, Kolkata side, Eastern India. And there his master, the owner, was a kind man. He saw this little boy and he let him go. And the boy found a master going and he started walking behind him. And the saint took him with him and he went through places to places. And then he meets, it's all a divine plan. You must read the book. Rishi, the Sage Agastya, he is given a boon that he is always alive. Rishi Agastya, thousands of years, let's say hundreds and thousands of years, he's still alive. So he is the one who initiated Babaji into Kriya Yoga. And Kriya Yoga is a very scientific process that helps you to decarbonize your body and also makes you remember who you are. And because you are in this material world, you are under the influence of or laws of time and death. So Kriya Yoga helps you to go beyond time and death. So Babaji completely went into the meditation, meditated. In Badrinath, where your Babaji also meditated in the caves. Some of you have gone into my caves there, only few of you. That part of Badrinath is Gauri Kund, that is where Babaji lives now as well. So Babaji revived the Kriya Yoga. It is the same process that was given by Lord Krishna during Mahabharata, Lord Krishna to Arjun, to go beyond the death and perform the karmas without getting into the intricacies of karma. You know how we perform something and then we have cause and effect. We come under the rule of cause and effect. So this Arjun was saying that to Krishna, that, "Oh Madhav, you asked me to perform the karma and kill my own family and friends and brothers and masters. And you are saying it's okay. But if I do it, I am under the law of cause and effect. And if I don't do it, then I don't perform my duty. Now what to do? Both ways, I am done." The Lord Krishna then gave the Kriya Yoga technique. That when you perform karmas, being a Kriyavan, being in the state of unification, if you perform any karma, you will not get into the cause and effect. So there are some verses that I shall read to you in the next few days. The same technique that was given then by Sage Agastya to Babaji, and he is called deathless yogi. Over 2000 years of age, doesn't matter anymore. And the same technique was given to Jesus Christ during the year 13 or 14 till 27 or 28 or 30th. In the Bible, it's missing years of Christ. And nobody knows like what he did for like 15, 16 years. No one did. No one talks about it. The fact of the matter is, he came to India during that period, Himalayan region called Jammu and Kashmir. And that is where Babaji initiated Jesus Christ. And from the Jesus, became the Christ consciousness. When we remember the Jesus Christ, we don't remember the man. We remember that pure consciousness, the Christ consciousness. When we remember the Krishna, we don't remember the man who plays the flute. We remember the Krishna consciousness. When we try to remember the God, we don't try to remember the male or a female. We try to remember that pure essence of the universe. In 1800s, there was this person called Shyamacharan Lahiri. He is also from the East India side. When you come to India next March, we will go to his home in Kashi Varanasi this time, and also his ashes are buried in Haridwar near Rishikesh, where we can go. He was a normal householder, 5 kids, householder, the clerk in a British colony. India was colonized at that time. The British Empire in India. He was working in the railways. It's a clerk or admin for working in the railways. He gets one day a telegram that you are posted. Shyamacharan is posted from East India. Right now that place is called Patna or Danapur. It is very near to where we will be going in India next year in March. We will be going to Gaya and Kashi, where the Buddha got enlightenment. We will be going there this time in March. Just a couple of 100 kilometers, there is a place called Patna or Danapur. He was posted there. He gets a telegram that you are posted in Himalayan region. It's called, what is it? Ranikhet. Okay. So he goes there and he's walking around and he's walking in the valley. He hears a call by his name. He follows. There's no one around. He follows. Somebody's calling. He keeps on going through the jungle. Near a cave, he sees a beautiful young person is waiting. And as soon as Lahiriji saw him, he could see that it's a special moment. And Babaji then reminds Lahiri that I have been your master. You have been with me so far. I have now come to remind you who you are. And then he touches him. Lahiriji goes into trance, sits there for some time, day, night, few days, remembers the past, his life as a disciple of Babaji, and then he comes back. He comes back and he says that he's in the beautiful golden palace. The palace, beautiful golden palace, people are real people. He stays there, ate his food and everything. And then it vanishes. So then Babaji says, it was your desire from the last birth that you wanted to live a lavish life in a golden palace. So I had to fulfill that. So now you don't have a desire. So Babaji gives him the initiation. Lahiri Baba goes into that trance and come back. And then Babaji says, go and teach the world to the righteous people, the Kriya Yoga. Lahiri Babaji said that, Babaji, if I teach to the righteous people, there might not be many. So I shall, if with your permission, I shall teach you to people who have some sort of saying that I want to learn, some sort of hunger. Is that okay to teach? Babaji then said, yes, you teach this Kriya Yoga to whoever wants to learn. Okay. Otherwise, he initially said, only teach to the righteous people. Now, how to test the righteous people? It's very difficult. So Lahiriji got permission from Babaji to teach the Kriya Yoga or initiate people into Kriya Yoga who are inclined to learn Kriya Yoga. So Babaji then vanishes. Lahiri Baba comes back into the office. Lahiri Baba then asked Babaji that, you asked me to teach. Now I'm sitting in Himalayan region. The world is there. How am I going to teach people? So Babaji said, don't worry, everything is taken care. I have put a thought in your boss mind. So Lahiri ji comes back and he gets a letter. Oh, it was by mistake, you were transferred, you come back. So he goes back to Danapur. So when masters want something, they will implant a thought. And from there on, the life takes over. So Lahiri Baba comes back, 5 kids, and he does his job and also meditating. Now he was not a renounced person. Remember that he was a normal householder, was chosen through his deeds to revive the Kriya Yoga. And from there on, Lahiri Babaji had many students. And one of them was Sri Yukteswar Giri ji Maharaj. Yukteswar Giri ji was a renounced person in the Giri thought of school of thought. And Yukteswar Giri ji Babaji was renounced, but he had a family life, but then he renounced the family life. He had a daughter, and then he became a saint, Swami. And then he was in that side or only, Serampur, the Kolkata side. When we went to that part in the Indian trip, when you all went with me, we went to Durgapur side, yes? Where my Guruji lives in the jungle, who's 300 years. That part, that is a part where Babaji, that is a part where Mother Shakti resides. So, Serampur is around 120 kilometers from Gurudev's ashram. So maybe this time when we go, we try to go to Serampur, Yukteswar Giri ji's home. So he was in that, and then he had this student called, what was his real name? Mukunda. Mukunda was a little boy who was completely cut off from the world. And through his years and years and years of persistence, he was then brought into renunciation by Sri Yukteswar Giri ji, and then he was chosen to spread the Kriya Yoga in the Western world. Now, Babaji, when came to the Lahiri Mahasaya ji, he then had told Babaji that revive Kriya Yoga and it has to go to the Western world as well. Now, this was in 1860s or 70s. So from here on, Babaji is working, and then the Yukteswar Giri ji comes, and then the Yogananda ji comes. And then Yogananda ji goes to America in 1920s. 60, 70 years after Lahiri Baba was initiated. So the universe continuously works. He doesn't care who is coming, what Babaji, what if I die? No. It's that plan that has to go on. Bodies will drop. The mission must carry on. The mission of Kriya Yoga to Lahiri Babaji, Lahiri to Yukteswar ji, Yukteswar ji Yogananda, Yogananda ji to US. And it is Yogananda ji, Paramhansa ji. He is the one who then wrote a book of Kriya Yoga, it was written in 1950s somewhere. Every year, it is still one of the best sellers. Translated into over 100 languages, 120 languages worldwide. And a massive book. It is actually not a book to read. It is a book to study, use as a reference. Every time you will read it, your awareness will shift. So I would recommend you all to read it.